What is an energetic hygiene blend? And what classifies as being an energetic hygiene blend? Well, this is a term that I used to define what blends could be used more on a regular basis versus something that we use very specifically for some kind of energetic disorder. Now, hygiene, I want to define that first. It is any practice or activity that's conducive to maintaining health and preventing disease, primarily through cleanliness. Look, there are things that we just have to do every single day, whether we like it or not, just to maintain basic health. We need to wash our hands. We've got to brush our teeth twice a day, maybe sometimes more than that. Take showers and clean our toilets and wash the dishes. If we don't do this basic maintenance, then disease causing bacterias, viruses can really spread and grow. And then now we're dealing with a whole host of complications. So we need to regularly do certain practices, certain habits to prevent just illness to start settling in. Now, we cannot live in a bubble. We don't need to be in a sterile environment. And as a hypersensitive, as an empath, for those of us, it could be a bit more challenging to be interacting with a lot of unknowns and a variety of surroundings, persons, circumstances, situations, and we feel them intensely. And we also can't be hiding for the rest of our lives either. We've got to interact with the world to some degree. So instead of isolating ourselves, it is best if we just do those basic practices that keep us healthy, that keep us safe. Just like brushing your teeth, we're going to eat food every day. And what we can't make the decision to say, oh, I don't want to brush my teeth, so I'm not going to eat food. That's not realistic. That's not practical. That doesn't maintain health. We just all we have to do is brush our teeth. And by doing so, we can prevent any cavities from forming. We can prevent gingivitis. We can prevent a whole host of dental problems just by implementing that very simple practice. And so I look at our energetic hygiene as the same kind of thing. If we do some of these basic practices and rituals, we can feel that lightness. We can feel free. We can feel hopeful. We can feel excited. I mean, we can feel a lot more positive sensations. Like as we go out into the world and we're interacting with people, whether in person or digitally, they are the same. We're going to have all kinds of exchanges of energies, and we may not be consciously aware, of all of the minute energies. I mean, do you realize all the bacterias that are on your hand right now? Do you know exactly what kind of bacteria and how much? No. And that's the same thing energetically speaking. We're going to have all kinds of exchanges, and we may not necessarily know exactly what is in our field, like what actually stuck in our field. And rather than, agonizing over what is it, who did it come from? Like, no, we can just use certain essential oils to help release, to basically disinfect essentially our energetic field from anything that could cause harm in the end. Okay. So energetic hygiene blends, consider them as maintenance. They are maintenance. They are your everyday practices to maintain your vibrant health, vibrant energy, to get rid of the grime, the residue, the dirt, essentially, that we kind of pick up. Every day we're going to get a little bit sweaty and messy and dirty as we're just moving about the day. And then we got to take a shower at the end of the day, right? Same kind of thing. We don't need to be paranoid about our everyday interactions. We just brush our teeth and take a shower. And that's how I view them. They are another type of energetic hygiene blend are ones that create attunement to the astrological energies or attunement to your environment and to people. It's more about receiving what energies that are present in the cosmos and interacting with them in like a dance-like way, not fighting them, but receiving them in all of their benefits and all of the ways that they desire to support us. So whenever I give also blends that are about, hey, it's Mercury retrograde right now, these would be the best oils to help you get familiar and receive this Mercury retrograde in a way that there's always going to be a benefit to every configuration. All right. It isn't all just difficult and destruction and pain. There is a beautiful lesson behind every energetic configuration. And so that is the kind of blends that I put out there so that you are drawing upon the lessons, the magic, the benefits, the powers of what it has to offer rather than fighting against it, because that can create, again, another set of complications. Now, something that is not an energetic hygiene blend are more corrective in nature. We're focusing on something that is specific, particular. It isn't like the everyday energy. It isn't the everyday brushing of teeth. To give you an idea, like if you are going to the dentist for a cleaning, that's going to be like a hygiene blend, right? But then if you're going there because you have to drill out a cavity, right, and get a filling, now that is very deep, invasive, specific work. And that's the thing for the non-energetic hygiene blends, is that they're going to be a bit deeper. They're going to be a bit more invasive and dealing with a very specific problem. So just know that it is not some generic thing. It's not a general type of practice. It is usually going to be used for a specific period of time. If you receive some sort of custom blend from me that we are addressing a very specific problem, then that is not an energetic hygiene blend. Okay, that is not that. Another thing to note is that you can use energetic hygiene blends as often as you like. Like, you can brush your teeth 3 times a day if you want to. It's going to be okay. You're not going to get hurt from that. Most people, don't need to brush their teeth 10 times a day. It's not going to hurt them, but you won't even feel the need to do so. So that's just kind of like ridiculous, right? So you can use a variety of energetic hygiene blends as often as you feel like you need to. When we're dealing with the non-energetic hygiene blends, the more custom things, the more deeper treatments, those maximum 3 at a time. So if you get a blend from my I'm Fabulous book, unless if it's boundaries, but if you get a blend from my I'm Fabulous book, then you most likely can do up to 3 max at a time. Now, just to outline what are some examples of energetic hygiene blends, boundaries. Boundaries is an energetic hygiene blend. Wipe the day away. You've heard me say this one probably a few times. It's all in my social medias. That's going to be an energetic hygiene blend. Any current astrological blends, that's going to be an energetic hygiene blend because all of us are attuning to those particular frequencies. So those are energetic hygiene blends. But the very specific, the very deep, the very customized, that is not. But you can do up to 3 at a time. So if you are a part of Rise and Thrive, there are some energetic hygiene blends, but largely most of them are not. Okay, I do say in the notes there in description if it is or not. So you can do Rise and Thrive. You can do a module from Awake Yourself. And then maybe you got a custom blend from me after a private session to give you United. That would be 3 maximum. Now you can do 3 maximum that are non-energetic hygiene, but then add hygiene blends on top of that. And you can add 2, 3 hygiene blends on top of that. I don't know anyone who wants to do that much. Now, I don't even do that much, just to give you an idea, but I am trying to basically outline that 3 maximum of something very specific, very custom, very deep, but then you can have, I don't care how many energetic hygiene blend, you can do whatever you want. To me, another way to describe energetic hygiene blend is just kind of like baseline. You should have a certain amount of ounces of water in a day based upon your body weight. right? Like just that's just basic for your body to function. You have to have a certain amount of food every day just for your organs to function properly, for your brain to function properly. So those are just kind of baseline things. And so that's a way to look at the energetic hygiene blend. You can use as much as you want, as often as you like, and in addition to the 3 deeper custom things that you are addressing, very particular specific things that you are addressing. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more clarity on how to move about the blends. 3 serious ones, okay, max at a time. Even that's a lot. I don't even do that. I do max usually around 2 to give you an idea. But 3 would be the cutoff because we don't want to overwhelm the system, and we want give some room and space for harmonization, for adjustment, for integration, and for things to settle in. We don't need to be forcing the issue so much. And however, energetic hygiene blend, you can, use as much as you want. I mean, I don't think you could ever, I personally don't think you could ever overdose on any kind of energetic hygiene blend. And most people don't overdose on water. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, you could drink too much water and then you're going to go urinate, but most people don't hurt themselves by an excess drinking of water. That's a very rare situation. So anyways, I hope this gives you a bit more clarity and understanding of how to go about in choosing your blends and feeling more comfortable and safe in the number of blends that you are using. I'm not saying you got to use 3. I'm not saying you have to use 5 energetic hygiene blends. I'm not saying that. I just wanted to give at least some kind of guideline, some structure, and max number of specific blends that you're using so that you are always growing, evolving, shifting, changing, progressing, but doing it in a way that is safe and that you are protected and that it's sustainable, because sustainability is something that is very, very important to me. I have forced myself to try to change so much, and those situations have always backfired. So gradual, sustainable always wins. So anyways, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you in events, workshops, Rise and Thrive, private sessions, wherever you would like to interact with me. Oh, and social media. All right. Love you all.